Hey there, everybody out there in the land of YouTube. Annette Dion, as promised, this is my public video for anybody, non-members and members. The members have their own separate couple of videos, but I promised you that I would do readings for 2024. Today's Sunday, January 7th, and I did Church of Spirituality yesterday because of this storm that was rolling in. We didn't get that much snow, which is good. So it was less than expected. But anyway, I want to say, like I told the others, that the calendars, the lunar calendars for 2024 are now available on my website. These are designed by my niece, and she goes by Emery's Fur. That's her artist name. Her name is Bree. Emery's Fur, but these are on my website, psychicannetteDion.com, PSYCHIC AnnetteDion.com, and they're $25. You have the lunar phases every single month through the year, so you can put your little notes there. So check it out. You'll know why things are nutty or whatever during the month. It's often based on what's going on with the moon phases. For 2024, as I had mentioned, you may remember I got the theme came in Hope Restored. So we're going to go with that. Hope Restored, and well, it rhymes. I just thought of it. Hope Restored in 24. I'm going to pull a few cards about the United States and what to expect. The two videos I just made and am uploading shortly, they'll be uploaded by the time you see this, are for members only, but don't feel like you missed out if you can't afford to be a member, if you just don't want that to have a subscription to my channel. I hope you do. I hope it's worth it to you. So those are available to members. So there's a lock on them unless you're a member, but this is for everybody. And as you know, I do videos, Psychic News Network, PNN videos, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays live stream at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And thank you all for joining me for that as you do. And please subscribe if you haven't, and please hit the thumbs up and also share. Let's get those numbers up this year. 3 cards for the United States. This video will be about a half an hour. 2024 predictions for the United States in general. I got the World card first, which is actually, I got 3 major arcana cards for the United States. I have the World, I have the Hierophant, which indicates a strengthening of our Constitution, and I have the Temperance card. We just have to, this is the year we're just going to have to breathe deeply a lot, because we have to be patient and we have to take deep breaths, because the universe wants democracy to prevail. The energy of democracy prevailing is very strong. Around January 5th, Friday, which is the day that Joe Biden gave his first speech of the year, but it was more of a acknowledgement, a memorial marking the time in history that we had the worst attack on our capital from our own citizens and our own past president, quote unquote. So it was about that too, and it was very strong, and things shifted after that. Things shifted after that. There was a marked shift yesterday on January 6th. I'm not really sure what that was. It might be enough people in the collective in America who know what we have to do and who've decided to do it as our civic duty. Save our democracy. We don't want to live in fascism. So this is the United States, the world. We get stronger on the world stage. Our Constitution becomes stronger, and we learn how to be patient, and we learn how to, look square in the eye at what we need to do as citizens of the world and of our country. We get clear about it. We're forced to wait, but we realize being forced to wait becomes, it was worth the wait. Let's pull 3 cards about the insurrectionists in our government. And 1 card just wanted to flip over on that. Okay. 2 cards wanted to flip over on that. So we'll go with that. The insurrectionists in our government. There's going to be some really quick action that happens with them. And it's in the form of subpoenas that are coming. The month of March pops into my mind. So, the insurrectionists in our government. And these cards are flipping themselves over. The insurrectionists in our government in 2024. They will continue to sling the BS. But it's not really going to go very far. I am struck by again and again and again how much I have read that all the GOP insurrectionists have available to them are lies and fabrications. And I just read recently, a few weeks ago, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, if you can call him that, was promising video, and the cards are flipping themselves over. I have the devil card. That's deception. That's the father of lies. Mike Johnson was saying a few weeks ago he was promising January 6th video that would absolve the insurrectionists of their guilt, or which would prove that it didn't really happen. And then he took it down, and he opted out of going any further down that road. So, yeah, the insurrectionists in our government will be called out. Let's see how bad it's going to get in 2024 for them, for the liars. You know, a lie always catches up. It always catches up. I don't even care if you have built a social media platform with the word truth in it. How dare he? That's going to be the new thing. Because Joe Biden said that about Trump in his speech. He said, how dare he? Like, call our soldiers losers and suckers. So more about that. In the 2 videos that I did that are for members only just a short time ago, the 2 of Wands keeps coming up. It's about finding balance. It's going to be emotional. But the communication of what's really working in America is what is going to prevail. I have the King of Wands here. So there comes a time where you can't deny what is actually happening. There comes a time where you just have to face what's happening. I'm going to pull 3 cards about in 2024 the accomplishments of the Biden administration, where that's going to lead the consciousness of the American people. In 2024, the achievements of the Biden administration. What that's going to lead to in 2024. Well, what is the achievements of the Biden administration and that's the January 6th card. The achievements of the Biden administration and all the good that's happening for the average Joe and Josephine American. This is the regular people of America starting to get, move up in their economic situation. I'm not talking about wealth. I'm just talking about people getting a living wage, getting good paying jobs, getting, these factory jobs, working for green energy. The world is going in that direction anyway. Why would we fight it? We don't want to get behind. So this is where the Republicans are going. This is in contrast to what the Republicans have done. The Democrats, they're hitting it out of the park, and the Republicans are like, oh, they're isolated. They're, January 6th, what's coming out even more about January 6th is going to make them feel isolated. So there it is. plain as day. All right. The cards are just flipping themselves over. This is the gaslighting. The gaslighting will stop working because people are going to look at what the content of the gaslighting is, and they're literally going to feel and say and think, that gaslighting scenario is just not doing anything for me. That's what that is. So the ones that just hung on, the Trumpsters, not all of them, because some people never leave the cult, whatever cult it is. But this is like, wait, well, that story you're gaslighting me with is not really helping my life, right? So what's the point? And then the Judgment card's coming up, and the Chariot card is coming up. There's going to be fast-moving motion, the Judgment. Fast-moving motion with the Judgment. We can't save the people that just are gaslit, but we can show people what's good for them and what's not good for them. But this is more about them experiencing it for themselves. Oh, I have a nice job now, and I'm paying the bills, and I can buy a home for my family, and I can feed my family. That. So the gaslighting all about, oh, election fraud, it's just going to not hold a lot of water anymore, because when it comes down to brass tacks, it just looks like Americans in general are going to say, wait, let's go with what's working. Let's go with what's relevant. Like that. I'm going to pull 3 cards about weather in the United States. In the world, we know that, as you know, the climate's all of our climate. So we're just going to read on the United States right now. But it's going to be a global climate change will be affecting all of us. Yeah, this is massive flooding. Massive flooding all around the world. I mentioned before that we're going to lose some islands in the world. As far as America, same. New Orleans, I'm kind of concerned about. More flooding. There's a lot of water, climate, lot of flooding. And in fact, this week we're getting flooding. Then a clear plan to deal with global climate change. And actually, as all this devastation is happening in the United States from climate change disasters, goes for the rest of the world too, but I'm reading on the United States right now. With all that, it becomes very clear that we must do something, and I see major advancements in global climate change initiatives. Yay! Major. And I was looking at last year's predictions from 2022 to 2023 in December of 22, and I did see massive global climate change technology and initiatives happening. I think we don't hear about a lot of it. I think there's more of it going on than we really talk about very much. Like, for instance, the windmill factory in Colorado, that's the largest in the world. It's just now in operation. We're going to pull 3 cards about what... I'm going to actually pull 3 cards about Trump and what's happening with him energetically this year. What's happening to Trump energetically this year? He is sputtering out. He's definitely sputtering out. I'm not really sure how he's going to stay physically able to even stand. He's exhausted. Trump is exhausted. And so this is a card that I have for Donald Trump this year. That's the jail card. That's either actual prison or feeling imprisoned. As we rebuild our morale in America, Trump is imprisoned. That could be literal. As more and more happens, there's going to be a flood of emotions. We're going to have to deal with that. People that want to hang on to their fantasy that Trump is going to be like a big father figure that's going to save them. Well, news for everybody. Joe Biden's the father figure. Trump is the abusive father in so many ways. The DOJ has worked very, very hard on the cases against Trump. There's going to be an overflow of emotions, but I see he's, this year, yeah, he's losing. He's like leaking energy. The election looks like it goes to Biden. The election looks like it has a lot of new safeguards around it. The election looks like it's going to be happening at a time when more people are pro-democracy than not. Let's do a reading on the Putin regime. 3 cards about the Putin regime. Putin has about 5 doubles, body doubles. Well, we're celebrating, so something bad is going to happen for the Putin regime. It becomes clearer that they've lost, that Putin has lost, and then we just have to keep the faith that democracy wins. I do see a lot of support from other countries coming into Ukraine. So as far as Russia goes, it's just they're in a place of pounding away, but it's not. Putin's in a place of just pounding away, but it's not working. They've lost ground. They lose ground in 2020. Putin loses ground in 2024. And the guidance is showing me Putin like this, like that. So, for whatever that's worth. Let's look at Florida. Well, let's look at what's going on in Florida is people are getting women's rights on the ballot. So actually, let's just expand it and let's look at women's rights in 2024. I did read on this in the private video. See what else comes up. Women are coming back. They're fighting back. Yeah. This is the Putin Republicans, we'll call them the fascist Republicans. This is the hatred of women. This is the absolute hatred of women. So we're going to see more of that horribleness. And then America's going to look at the fallout from the horribleness. And the women are going to come back and they're going to fight back. Because there's a lot of empathy that comes with this card. Like, no, we cannot let this happen. But this is out and out evil. Well, misogyny is evil anyway. Hating women just because they're women. It's like racism. Evil, stealing, corruption around women's rights, and all the damage, all the loss, all the trauma. Let's pull 3 more cards about that. It's not going to be an easy year for women, but I'm not saying that women won't gain, because we will. And then the Republicans, the Republicans are banking on the evangelical Christian, the radical extremist evangelical Christian, that sect, but it's going to leave them out in the cold because judgment is coming for what they're doing to women. We're not going to stand for murder. We're not going to stand for that. So I do see, through a time of trial, I see judgment coming for the fascist Republicans around women's rights. Let's look at Kamala Harris. Let's just pull 3 cards about the Biden administration. In 2024, the Biden administration. A lot of things, okay, the Biden administration in 2024. Every single time I read about the Democrats, I think across the board, I get the 4 of Cups. Not enough messaging, not enough messaging, not enough messaging. So we really have to work on that this year. But justice is coming. And this is the Biden administration not being able to move forward on what they want to do. But I do see a breakthrough coming when justice comes. So let's read on, man, I can't believe how much I get that Four of Cups around the Democrats. Gotta get the messaging out. So let's read on justice. What happens with justice in 2024? Justice leaves a lot of people out in the cold. Justice boots people out. And then the Nine of Pentacles, and then we start feeling wins. The King of Pentacles. There's going to be so much money going into the Biden administration. That's going to make a huge difference. Unfortunately, there's too much money in politics, and but we'd rather have the money in politics go to democracy. So I feel that because the Republicans don't have a platform, they're not running on anything except sham hearings. It's crazy. They're going to be left out in the cold, where the Democrats do have a message. They need to do better with the messaging, but the money's going to pour in, and I do see them doing better with the messaging. Maybe I should call them up and tell them. Tell the DNC. I want to take a look at the House and what's going to happen. I do feel, well, my impression is that the Democrats take back the House and we're in the majority again in 2024. Man, there's twos all over the place. Twos all over the place. We're just going to be kind of on a teeter-totter seesaw kind of thing this year. I don't mean just like nothing's going to get done. It's going to be challenging with these obstructionist Republicans. But the January 6th investigations pay good dividends in terms of justice. And here's us looking at what we have, the ground that we've lost because of these Republicans. And keeping everything. This is about getting back into balance. It's like the pendulum, you know, when you think about a clock, a pendulum has swung way to one side and then it's going to sway, it's swayed way to the other side. And then this is when it comes back to center. And so the January 6th investigations will pay good dividends, showing us who the crooks are, as if we don't already know, but we do. But maybe we don't know all of them. And the Three of Wands is we're holding steady. We're holding steady. Our democracy is holding steady. There's a lot of support. The guidance says that Joe Biden, being a man of, you know, a religious man, like an actual help your brothers and sisters religious man. We should be very grateful for that. Very grateful for that. I mean, you probably already are grateful for that, but it's kind of a big deal. I'm going to pull 3 cards on the Supreme Court. I can feel how many people are just, you know, that's why I pull the Temperance card and the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. And, you know, there's a lot of people in the collective that are getting really agitated and upset. When is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? Well, that's going to make it feel like it takes longer. So resist the temptation to do that. I know, we all fall into that trap. What's the Supreme Court going to do? Well, why is it taking so long? Everyone cool your jets this year. Because, you know, like I said in the 2020 election, we needed Joe Biden to get in there to be a placeholder. Far exceeded my expectations, but to be a placeholder. So let's count our blessings and stop being impatient and aggravated. We got Ketanji Brown Jackson on the Supreme Court. I do feel that there'll be 2 more justices appointed. I do feel Trump will not be on the ballot. And besides all his illicit activity, taking money from foreign enemies, it's been proven now. The evidence is there. It's just scratched the surface. So, 4 cards want to come up about the Supreme Court. This is all the pain the Supreme Court has caused America. This is judgment. Senator Whitehouse, Sheldon Whitehouse, has come up with a lot of things to mull over about the Supreme Court for the American people. This is January 6th, once again, the receipts. Clarence Thomas is out. This year, Clarence Thomas is out. 9. There's 9 Supreme Court justices. I don't see... That's an interesting, because I don't see us getting... If Clarence Thomas gets up, yeah, it's going to go back to 9. We'll have 9 Supreme Court justices this year, but I've always seen that Biden appoints 2 more. So that means he wins the election. Trump knows he lost. That's what I just pick up. Trump knows that he lost. He knows that he lost. So to wind down, I'm going to pull 3 cards. I know there's so many questions I could be asking. I'm just scratching the surface of 2024 to just give you a sense. Hope restored. Don't ever underestimate the power of our minds united. Just think, democracy wins. Democracy wins. In 2024, we see justice more and more. Make little rhymes. Democracy wins. More Democrats running in elections winning. Right? I'm going to pull 3 cards in general for democracy. 3 cards for democracy this year. Just be resilient this year. Just practice resilience. Practice keeping your energy up. Exercise. Eat good, nutritious, high vitamin content food. Drink a lot of water and good things. Because we have to keep our energy up. We can't fall into a slump. The frequency is increasing. We're moving into 5D. The frequency on the planet is increasing. We have to keep up. And the way that we keep up is we don't wear ourselves out. We just take care of ourselves. Good things are coming for democracy. Yes. Democracy in 2024. The Queen of Swords, that is justice. This reminds me that Letitia James is going to pretty much ruin Trump because without money, Trump is nothing. Right? And he cheated, and he cheated, and he cheated his entire life. He cheated New York out of, I think it's up to $350 million plus in taxes. So that's going to sink Trump. So, and that gives here's a judgment card. And we have a lot of energy to rebuild our democracy. Because like that Joni Mitchell song says, don't it always seem to go, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. We realize it this year. We realize democracy is precious. We realize how close we came to losing it. And we prevail. Democracy prevails in 2024. So stick with the Psychic News Network. Stick with me. Thank you for all your support. I did finally get this video that I kept promising up on. Well, it's not too late. It's January 7th. It took a snowstorm and a snow day for me to finally get to it. But thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for our live streams this year at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's always a lot of fun to go over the news with you and to converse with you and to joke and to freak out and all that we do. I appreciate you guys more than you know. I will be doing more videos this year, and please support this channel. Please donate. Please become a member. You get benefits from becoming a member, an affirmation in your inbox every day, and a psychic party the last Saturday of every month. Please subscribe and share and hit the thumbs up and all that. I want to build this channel in 2024 because we're doing good stuff together and people need to know more about it. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com is where you go to join us. This is the most important year of our lives. And I mean that. This is a pivotal year. It's the most important year in American democracy. So let's go get him. Happy New Year. Don't forget, psychicannetdion.com. You can get your lunar calendar. $25. My niece will mail it to you. She's in Maine. And that's all I have for now, but there'll be plenty more. All right. Have a good rest of your day or evening, and we'll see you soon. Namaste.